Welcome back to Mustache Moto, it's Ben, and today I'm reviewing the Chigee SR-1 blind spot detection system. Let me kick off this video saying that Chigee sent me this system to test out. I love Chigee's products. They're not sponsoring this video, and they're not paying me for what I say during it. Alright, if you've watched this channel, you know I love Chigee's products. Especially their CarPlay device. That's the AIO6. I also use their charger, 100-watt USB charger. So the Chigee AIO6 has built into it blind spot detection if you're using the front and rear dash cams, if you have those hooked up, which I do. And you can see on here, let me go back to the main screen here. Let's just go to this one here. You can see it has the caution that pops up on the sides in red. It will do that with the dash cams if you have blind spot detection turned on. This system, which is about $200, is actually a radar-based system with a radar sensor on the back of the bike that you install, and you can connect it to here and it'll use that, and it'll pop up those alerts on your screen if you set it up that way. It's more accurate, I've found, than the camera system is. The camera system's okay. Radar is much, much better. But the other cool thing is the radar system comes with these lights, you can see, that come on and off and tell you here if somebody's flying into your blind spot. The reason that's good is when you're looking to change lanes, or you're you know, even looking straight ahead, that's in your peripheral, that's in my peripheral vision all the time, more so than the screen is. And it being orange and on the rear view mirror or the side view mirror, I see it when I turn and look to make a lane change. I don't have to look here and then look over. I'm looking, see, I got the light that pops on. Basically, it's the same as the blind spot detection systems you have on your car. And it will work independently of the AIO6 or any other Chigee unit here. So if you don't have that, you don't need it. You can just buy the $200 blind spot detection system, set it up here. Let me back up and say, I think this is a huge, huge, huge safety benefit, or you know, a great way to improve your safety, especially if you drive on busy roads like I do, especially here on the interstate in Atlanta, where there's tons of traffic. You know, even if you're really careful and you do a really good job of checking your mirrors and looking over your shoulder, which you do still have to do even with the blind spot detection system. Don't rely solely on it, but it gives that extra level of security, you know, that one extra warning that you see when you're going to make a lane change. And it also just gives you a little bit more situational awareness while you're riding. So even if you're not intending to change lanes, as you see those lights come on the sides, you just know someone is over there, and you know to be a little bit more careful. You know if something were to happen, you know that you would want to, how you would want to react, where you would want to go to get out of a bad situation. You know, it's just kind of imprints in your head. So that's fantastic. The warning system also will flash if somebody comes up from behind too fast, and that's helpful. So you just to get your, you know, reaction going, because you may not be watching your rear view mirrors for somebody behind you. The flashing or solid, I believe they're solid if somebody approaches at a reasonable speed, and they flash if somebody approaches even faster. So that's very helpful, just kind of how powerful of a warning it is. Let me say that just because somebody's in your blind spot doesn't mean the light will be lit up. If you pass somebody, it's not going to light up, but if somebody's passing you, you get the light. I think that's actually good, because it cuts down a little bit on the noise, and if you're passing somebody else, you should understand where they are, and you got that in your mind that somebody's in your blind spot in that position. Let's go, this is pretty cool. If you've got the AIO6, there's an extra screen, here we go. check that out. It's going to show you where it's picking up traffic. And I believe red is kind of like a warning. It's going to set off the warning light. If it's white, it's just going to be that it picks it up. So that's pretty sweet, although that's probably too much information, and it's going to cause you to pay too much attention to it rather than just riding. One other thing that I really liked, a situation, even though I wasn't on a major road, there wasn't a lot of traffic, I found this really helpful. I was on the Tail of the Dragon. I don't know if you saw that recent video or not, but I'm riding and I had a little Ricky Racer come flying up behind me. I wouldn't have realized they were behind me if I hadn't had the Chigee and it hadn't popped up that warning to let me know somebody was there, because I just wasn't watching my rearview mirrors. I was into the road, just paying attention to it. But having the warning go off allowed me to pull over at a pull-off and let him go by. Didn't have him riding up my ass, didn't have him frustrated trying to get around me, and just gave me that situational awareness that somebody was behind me and trying to get past. So that I thought was very, very cool. Installation of this is very straightforward. It's, you know, a little puck that you hang from the back of the bike. You wire it. Basically, you got one electrical connection, and then if you're just going to use the Chigee unit, head unit, if you've already got that, that's all you have to do. Just connect it, and it'll start working with the with your AIO6. Now, if you want the lights, obviously you just have to run the wires for those. Not a big deal. But I as much as I don't like having the cord, I think having the light here is extremely helpful. They also sent with it small brackets that go right here. You basically take your mirror off and you can put the bracket and have it down here. But I really wanted to have the light in my line of sight. I think this makes more sense than down here, because that's just right where you're looking when you're going to make a lane change. They also have on their website, but I don't think they're actually shipping any yet, they have mirrors that have it built in. They have an integrated light in the stock. That's pretty cool. Of course, those are $250 in addition to the $200 for the blind spot detection system. So, you know, I don't know that I'd spend that much money on them. This works very, very well. So if you're interested in the SR-1 Chigee millimeter wave blind spot detection system, I think it's pretty cool. I think it adds to your safety quite a bit. It's about $200. Link below. From Chigee, there's a Mustache Moto discount code, and I get a couple dollars if you buy it through that way. But if you find it somewhere else cheaper, definitely go for that and get out there and ride.